Hi everyone, today's review is slightly more on the Soviet side of things. In fact, the weather's decided to fit in with the occasion as well because it's damp, dreary and cold. Anyway, today I've managed to pick up a 2014 Dacia Duster and I should hate this thing, but I don't. Here's why. So let's start off with the interior of the Dacia Duster, and I have to say you could probably plop a 5-year-old in this interior and they could figure out how to turn on the air conditioning. It's that easy, as I lose my voice. Anyway, it's good to see this car hasn't lost its Romanian simplistic credentials since it got bought out by Renault in the late 90s. Top G will be proud. Although it's not all good news in the interior of the Dacia Duster because the placement for the horn isn't in your typical spot. Instead, it's on a button, which is super awkward. Next point is it has the world's most pointless indent on the passenger dash. Not too sure how the design and engineering team at Dacia proved that, but they did. And my last annoying point of this car is the fact that the steering wheel can't be adjusted for reach. It can just go up and down, which is once again super annoying. Many of the car reviews online of the Dacia Duster is of when the car was new, therefore it's hard to gauge if the material durability tests were accurate because you never knew what the interior was going to be like after 5-10 years. Well, fortunately for this car, 9 years have passed. So let's have a look at it. Has anything worn off? Definitely not. Apart from the gear knob, that's about it. So yeah, the interior of this car has stood the test of time and lasted. Moving over to the boot of the Duster, and it's safe to say it's pretty massive. 475 litres of space with the rear seats up, 1,600 litres of space with the rear seats down. Funny thing is, the floor mat in the boot isn't really tethered down to anything, so you can just pretty much pick it up like that. And another thing I've noticed isn't really in the boot, but the tow hook is pretty much exposed. You just gotta love how rugged this car is. In fact, it's that rugged that it doesn't have a button to open the boot. You have to press where the key is. Just gotta love this car. The model variant that I'm reviewing today is the 2014 Duster Ambience with the 1.5 litre DCI diesel engine, producing about 106 brake horsepower and 177 pounds-foot of torque. 0 to 60 times around 11.8 seconds, and it tops out at 106 miles per hour. So it's a bit of a snail-paced car, but look, I'm not complaining. Second-hand prices for these cars range anything between 3 to 5 grand, and that's quite cheap given the fact that this car new was about 8-9 grand anyway. And that also means depreciation hasn't hit them that hard, so it's a win from both the buyer and seller's perspective. It's also in the lowest insurance band, and car tax for the year will cost you about £135 as it emits 130 grams per kilometre of CO2. This has to be one of the newest, cheapest cars you could run on the market to get you through this upcoming recession. The Duster isn't too big as well because it has a length of 4.3 meters and a width of 2 meters. The fuel tank capacity in this car comes to about 50 liters, so a full tank in today's climate will set you back about £90, and that's not too bad given, actually this car will probably take you a long way with 90 quid anyway. So let's move on, let's take this car. I think we've covered most bases with this car, so it's time we take it for a little drive. Here we are in the Dacia Duster on the road, dusting up the road. We're not dusting any cars up though, that's for sure. But first off, I need to give a big shout out to Damien, the owner of this car, for giving it me so I could do this review. I was actually supposed to review his Jaguar XE, but his engine blew. Typical JLR products, right? You actually can't make that up. But you know what? I'm having just as much as fun in this car as I would in a Jaguar XE. Right, back to this car. You know what? It's so slow, it's so rugged, there's no feel through the steering wheel. The gears feel like absolute garbage. Look at that. I'm still going straight. I'm still going pin straight. There's no change in the direction of my steering. It's so loud in here, but you know what? For 3 grand, this is a bargain, mate. This is a bargain for 3 grand. Any day of the week. Moments of road rage are going to make me forget the fact that the horn is actually on the stalk. It's such a Soviet horn as well. That's so funny. I can't get used to this gearbox for some odd reason. It is so strange. But the pickup is slow in this car. Everything is slow. It sloshes about. Wow. You have to turn the wheel quite a bit for you to actually turn. Sounds like a proper diesel. The wipers are old, but it's great. Take a listen to these indicators as well. It's just typical bus. That's come out of a bus, that is. That's definitely come out of a bus. It's come out of some bus, that's for sure. But it's great, it's fun. It's what a Dacia is supposed to be. You guys are going to rinse me in the comment section down below for calling this a Dacia instead of Dacia, but I don't care. I do not care. Oh sugar, that was I was trying to get the trip computer up. But I'm picking this car. I'm just complaining too much about this car. I shouldn't be. This is great. $3,000. It feels like a tractor. That's what me and the owner, Damien, came to the conclusion of. It does feel like a tractor. Sounds like one too. Whoa, okay, it's not a car that it's not, yeah, it doesn't do well around corners, but it's so funny. Oh, the brakes are crap. The brakes are really bad. The brakes, yeah. Do you know what? I'm getting hint of Frenchy car. This. It's got the volume controls on the steering wheel. There's an actual like different store for volume. I don't know why French cars always have that. It's so annoying and unnecessary. What's wrong with the volume knob? Oh my god, this car doesn't have a volume knob. Anyway, you know what? I'm sure you guys are sick of looking at me. Let's switch over to point of view cam so you guys get a feel of what it's like to drive this Dacia Duster. So let me pull over and switch over to point of view cam. So here we have it, guys. Point of view in the Dacia Duster. What do you think? Do you like it? Are you a fan? Visibility is pretty good in this car as well. I mean, this car's got tinted windows. I'm assuming it's aftermarket, definitely. But I imagine without the tint, you would never struggle crashing this car, even though it doesn't have any parking sensors. Bear in mind that. So that's a little tour and review on the 2014 Dacia Duster, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've actually had so much fun in this car. It's so bare bones, so simple, there's nothing complicated with it, and I understand now why a lot of Eastern Europeans buy this car, because it's all you need in a car. That's it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.